Hello and welcome back to the Whole Woman Podcast. I'm Kim,
I'm Rachel.
and we're going to talk about our favorite time of year today. And
Well,
in case you haven't guessed, it's fall. Rachel, show them what you just showed me. You're like already decorated.
I am so everything,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's my pumpkin vase with my dry fall flowers. It's on my island, and I'm also drinking my homemade pumpkin kefir that we talked about a couple episodes ago,
Mhm.
and it is amazing.
Amazing. I haven't quite gotten there yet. Spring is, or spring, summer is officially done, I feel like.
I
But Indian summer will come.
No.
It will. It'll happen. It always happens when they're bringing in the crops here in Iowa. But it's cool and incredible right now. Like lows in the 40s, highs in the 70s.
Oh God, that
Mm.
sounds glorious.
Yeah,
We're not
it's
we're not quite there in South Carolina, but it's coming, and my sweatshirts and my joggers are just a bin away. I
yes.
know.
Yes.
I still got the t-shirt and shorts on, baby, and my
Yeah.
flip-flops. That's probably for another month.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what do you love? What makes you love fall the most?
I've realized this as I've gotten older. I mean, for me, the fall colors are just so soothing, so magical. But I'm a Sagittarius, just as you are, and we love change. Maybe not in the moment, but change, like different. Like we don't like to be same old and get bored. At least I know for that's a part of my sign that I connect very deeply to. So when the seasons change, I feel inspired, I feel happy, I feel like I want to go on a trip. I mean, so lots of things happen for me when seasons change, but nothing like in the fall. Like I just want to be out in nature, seeing the colors, going somewhere where the colors are amazing and eating fall types of foods. It is my favorite season. It has been since I was a kid. I just love it so much.
Yeah. I'm the same. It's just like, look at what, I mean, for me, I walk outside and it's like, look at what God can do. I mean, like the temperature's perfect. The sun feels so good. Like I love being outside when it's just cool enough that the sun feels good on your skin, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
And the colors are they're just starting, right? They're just starting now. And some of the things are brown. My flowers aren't flowering anymore, but those the mums and I've got some daisies and black-eyed Susans and stuff, and they're just gorgeous right
Yeah.
now.
Oh my
And
God.
and I go out in the morning. I It's cool enough that I feel like I want to go outside in the morning when I'm writing rather than
Mhm.
like sitting in the air conditioning.
Right.
And the squirrels are going bonkers right now because the
Aw.
oak trees are just dropping like crazy and you can hear them out there chattering. And but the thing I love the most, I'm gonna just be honest, is the food, right?
Yeah.
I live in Iowa. Like I'm like in farmer heaven. And
Mhm.
like I was telling you this morning, I drove out my husband and I buy shares in a farm. They're called abundance shares and or some places call them community supported agriculture. But so like I paid a fee at the beginning of the summer and then for 3 or 4 months as the produce rolls in and the crops and the corn and the pumpkins and the squash and all the things. I go out there twice a month and I get like 40, 50 pounds of produce.
Yeah.
And it's like just today when I went out for the first time, it had switched, right? It went from being like corn and tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers
Hmm.
and zucchini to it was eggplant and butternut squash and pears.
Ooh,
We have
yum.
these beautiful, just beautiful Bartlett pears. And I'm so psyched because
Yeah.
those are the flavors of fall for me,
Yeah.
and I just love feeling like I can turn my oven on because I don't do that
Without
when it's 90
disintegrating.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. What are you going to do with those pears? I mean, obviously eat them raw, but do you have a recipe that you make with them?
I haven't ever baked with pears.
Okay.
I've never had this many at one time.
Hmm.
So she was telling me the farmer, um, she was telling me that she cans them and she's like, you'll never buy canned pears again. And I'm like, I don't buy canned pears anyway. So,
Right.
but I was thinking maybe roasted. I was
Ooh.
thinking like dessert wise, like maybe I
Yeah.
could roast them in
With
a
some
little
goat
cast
cheese
iron and
and
yeah.
honey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, invite me over, please.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
I have made something. So I used to make myself when I was single all those years ago, little personal pizzas in my 400 square foot apartment in New York City. I would get a beautiful ripe pear, some crumpled goat cheese, a little pita,
mhm.
and I would put just a little bit of tomato sauce on there and put the pears on there, bake it with that and the goat cheese. So it was like a pear goat cheese pizza. I
Mm.
liked it because it was a little savory sweet, but I know that some people are like, no.
Now, see, I had an appetizer just last week that was very similar, and they used naan, and
Uh-huh.
so similar, and it was warm, and they put like a it was olive oil and then pears and a little bit of prosciutto and blue cheese. And
Oh,
popped it in real quick, I think it was like more under the broiler because it wasn't fused like pizza would be,
yeah,
but similar. Delicious.
I know.
Delicious.
Baking for me in the fall is I do it a little more often because I just love pumpkin things. But if you're in the grocery store and you look at the pumpkin cookies and the pumpkin loaf and the pumpkin bagels and all the pumpkin flavored things, 9 out of freaking 10 times they don't taste like pumpkin and they're full of garbage. So I was just telling you before we logged on that I found this amazing pumpkin coffee cake recipe. Everything is natural: butter, flour, pumpkin puree, cinnamon. Ugh, I'm gonna make it this weekend. I can't wait.
I love that. I love that. And the other thing I do, I make shrubs, right? And we talked about that, I
Mhm.
think,
Yeah.
last week. I will make a pear shrub, and I'll probably also make an apple shrub, which doesn't seem to make sense because a person could just use apple cider vinegar, but a shrub is a little sweeter than normal vinegar.
Yeah.
Um, but then I found Waterloo has a sparkling soda that is it's like a cider flavored sparkling water, but it's got a touch of cinnamon to it. So if you add that pear shrub and the soda, it's delicious. So yeah. Anyway, there's
I know we
other
could
good
talk about
things
this.
about fall, right? I mean, like,
Is there?
yeah, there are. There are. I mean, like, what's your go? Like, how does your daily routine change in the fall? As far as when I say daily routine, like, does your exercise change when the weather changes, or
I'm
how?
much more open to walking outside during this time of year
Mhm.
because, again, we've talked about how hot South Carolina can get. And, I don't even think it's strictly a menopausal thing. I think as we women get aged, like as we women age, being out in the hot sun, it's almost like it makes you sick. It's just not something that I find joyful. I cannot even imagine like laying out at the pool ever again. It's just, I can't be out in the sun like that anymore. So
Mhm.
when it's cool mornings and crisp mornings, and I can wear a sweatshirt and go for a walk with my friends or just by myself, it's just, for me, it's so peaceful and I love it. I love it. I'm personally, I don't know what state it is, but I will move there if I find there's a fall all year long.
Ooh, I don't know where that would be, but yeah, I don't know. I think I would too. Like 70 during the day and 40 at night, 365 days a year.
I would even drop it down 10 degrees on both ends, like
Yeah.
60 and 40 or 30.
Yeah.
No, whatever. As long as it's not cold enough to make snow, I know. Me and numbers will just never be friends, and that's okay.
No, it's good. It's good. I just to me, that's probably heaven. So, I don't know if that place exists on this earth, but if you find it, you got to invite me to come and visit. So,
Yeah, for sure, vice versa.
yeah. So a lot of people think fall means comfort food, right? And comfort food means different things to different people. So, how do you make nourishing food comfort food?
That is a great question. I think, and I might have mentioned this before, if there's ever a dish in a restaurant that I love and I thought it was delicious, I learned how to create it or recreate it at home with whole ingredients. It may still have high fat, it still may be high calorically, but I know that I made it from whole ingredients. So I'll give you my chili as an example. I use grass-fed ground beef in my chili. I either trade off between kidney beans or black beans, onion. My hubby hates celery. I would put that in there, but he doesn't like it. So I put in frozen corn sometimes, especially if I'm using black beans. But my chili is super hearty, super filling, delicious, and we can eat off of it for up to 2 to 4 nights, depending how much I make. And then I've taught myself how to make cornbread from scratch.
Mm,
So, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and I've also taught myself from Martha Stewart's, oh my God, brain fog. Hi, chicken pot pie recipe. I've altered it to make it, again, using the word healthy is so stupid, but with whole ingredients.
I love that.
Yeah.
See, for me, like, I switch into things. Like I said, I turn the oven on, but I also love my crock pot. And so like I love beef stew. I
Mm,
love just, chunking up a big old roast and throwing in potatoes and carrots and onions and just like an hour before it's all done and it's ready, I'll throw in some like baby peas and I love that.
yeah.
Um, and I love meatloaf. I love meatloaf. Mm,
No,
so good. So
no,
good.
I can't. Even the
Yeah.
word makes me want to hurl, but go on.
But I make them, I make like little muffins. And I started doing that
Oh,
when I
cute.
was power cooking, when I had the gym and the boys were still here.
Yeah.
Tried to do everything like in multiples. So either
Yes.
we could have more than one meal or I could we could eat it tonight and I could freeze for a night when like otherwise we're going to go through a drive-through, right? And I could just pull it out of the freezer and heat it up.
Yeah.
But like I just mine's just hamburger and breadcrumbs and an egg and peppers and onions and celery and tomatoes and I just make them like in a little muffin tin. And so they come out in these perfect little, they're kind of like meatballs, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's delicious and I don't I like I love mashed, not mashed, smashed potatoes because I don't peel. I love baby reds and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so abundant right now. And so
Yes.
I just throw those in a pot of boiling water, drain them, mash them with the skins on. I
Yeah.
love that. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm like, it's making me hungry right now just talking about
I know. I'm like, let's hang up and you come here and we're just gonna start cooking.
that.
I agree with you. I think the skin on a mashed potato is whoever invented that. Thank you so much because
Mhm.
first of all, peeling anything is such a time suck. I mean, unless I'm making my apple pie, I refuse to peel anything. I always want to cook it with the skins on, but I make sure I wash my peas and then I do the same thing. I boil them. But I've learned this new fun recipe. I will share it with you all right now. So you take a potato. If it's the little baby ones, great. You just have to cut them in half once. But you want to make the end flat. So you want, whatever end it is, it should be flat. You then toss them in a bowl of salt, pepper, oil, any kind of oil, avocado oil I use because it withstands a higher heat.
Yep.
And then you grate whatever kind of cheese. Hopefully it's a harder cheese like a manchego, a Parmesan, a pecorino, whatever. And so you put that in a bowl and then you mash the potato end in the cheese so it all sticks. And then you bake it with that side up.
with the cheese side up.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
It's like little bites of cheesy potato heaven. It's friggin' amazing.
I love that. Hmm.
Yeah. And if you, I saw on the recipe, I choose not to do it, but you can make like a little sour cream dip or a little ranch dressing dip if you want to dip them in. I
Hmm.
didn't do that. I mean, because for me, the cheesy potato was delightful enough.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like that too. I feel like it's easier for me to get protein in when the weather cools down. I mean, like we've talked, whether it's chili or chicken or meatloaf or stew, whatever it is, I mean, those are high protein dishes. What I discover about myself when the weather cools down is that my vegetable consumption kind of goes down a little bit. Obviously, right now with my CSA, I've got plenty, but that's going to end next month. And then, it's like I don't feel like a salad and I don't feel like other things. So that becomes my struggle in the fall. Is there anything that you feel like you neglect when the weather turns cooler?
I would say my salad consumption goes down because in the summer, that's really all I want. But that's where I replace it with sheet pan dinners, and I do a lot of veggies on my sheet pan. I do broccoli, I do carrots, I do onion, I do cauliflower. I anything that will stay, firm-ish, I
Hmm.
just throw that on a sheet pan. Again, I live with a picky eater, so root veggies aren't his thing, so I can't put like sweet potatoes or anything. But sometimes I'll throw a potato on my sheet pan. So my sheet pan is like this, and it's just to the max with as much veggie as possible.
Yep, I love that. And because they're gonna last for days.
Yeah.
And you're gonna eat them for breakfast, eat them for lunch, eat them for whatever. So
And
it
there's nothing better than just doing a whole like baking sheet of whole carrots, like those baby carrots with
yeah,
some oil or even butter and salt and pepper and just, oh, I mean, those are extraordinary too. And they
yeah,
go, I feel like root veggies like that go well with any protein, any meat protein, so you really can't miss.
I agree. The one thing, and I know you can help me with this. I really struggle getting my water in when the weather turns. I want to drink warm things, and for me, warm things means coffee. And it's not like coffee's bad, and I drink my coffee black, but um how do I still need that good clear water in my body, just plain water. How do you keep and do you have trouble with that?
I don't. But I will say because, and again, looking back, I have had some digestion issues before. And so I was told then that you should never drink cold water. You should drink room temp water. So I have been doing that for over a decade now.
I love
So
that.
yeah, it doesn't affect me in that way. But I also learned at that same time from that same nutritionist that if you drink herbal teas that are just the tea bag and water, that it does count as your water intake.
Okay. But do you drink it hot?
I do. I like peppermint tea sometimes, but it also kind of, I don't feel the need, especially going through menopause, to be warm all the time because I
Yeah.
already am.
Yeah. 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 I mean, like it's so easy for me to drink water when I'm hot or when I'm outside or when, I mean, summer, it's good. It feels right. And as the weather cools down, it doesn't feel right anymore. And so
I hear you.
that's going to be my goal for this year is
Yeah.
to maintain my water consumption, no matter what. And I'll try that room temperature water. That makes a lot of sense. So
Mhm. And it
so how do
also
you
is,
stay healthy? Tell me how you stay healthy when the weather turns, because we know all the things we've talked about have been good, healthy things.
mhm.
But autumn also means cold and flu season's coming, right?
Mm.
Do you do anything special to prepare yourself for being indoors more often?
Um, it's funny you say that because when I was working at a gym in New York, somebody taught me never, never, never touch your face with your fingertips because there's so many people that are touching things and so I always learned if I had an itch or to use my knuckles because they don't get exposed as much. But I wash my hands more. I definitely do not purposefully hang out with people who are, because there's still those assholes that when they are just dripping with symptoms, they're like, I'm going to work, I'm going to the grocery store. So screw you people, stay the hell home when you're sick. But if I know that I'm going somewhere and someone's sick, I don't have any qualms about saying no, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and I know you can't avoid sick people all the time, especially those a-holes that choose to go to work or go to wherever when they're sick. I really thought COVID was going to cure people of that mental block, but it didn't.
No, no, I just didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Something I've started doing, I make back when I was trying all the diets, right? All the diets. Once upon a time, I came across this thing called the flat belly diet, and they have a water recipe in there because they were encouraging you to drink like a gallon of water a day. But this water recipe that they had used, like you'd slice up lemons and slices of ginger and cucumbers, and it's delicious. I mean, the
Okay.
water itself is delicious.
Okay.
And it just sits on the counter all day long, and that water is infused, and it almost feels like you're at a spa. But I've started adding, like, as I work and I try to keep my water intake up, I've started adding things to flavor it, and I love the lemon and ginger this time of year. So
Yeah,
it's just kind of
for sure.
the ginger makes it warming, like not
Yeah.
not warm, but warming inside.
Yes, I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah, I mean, listen, I always advocated to people who have this aversion to water, like flavor it naturally with lime, lemon, cucumber, strawberry, watermelon, whatever you want it to taste like. I don't give a shit. Just figure out how to drink your water because water isn't just for hydration. I'm telling you, people, it's for your skin, it's for your hair, it's for your organs, it's for your body. Like, we cannot function without sufficient water. And
Mhm.
I don't quite understand and again, I know I'm probably coming across judgy, but I don't quite understand how people of our age don't understand that importance, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
have to stay hydrated. We just
Yeah.
do.
Well, I'm going through that right now with my parents. I mean, my mom is battling some different things and taking some different medicines. It just makes her feel crummy. And so it makes her not want to eat. And and so and she's not drinking. And it's like you need the water. You need the water. And you can heal yourself quickly. Like, she had a blood test and her sodium was off and something else was off. And I mean, just drinking good water and sometimes with electrolytes or sometimes with whatever, you can make improvements like so fast. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's yeah. But what are you gonna do? We just strive every day to be the best we can be, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. So, okay. So let's go to fun things.
Yeah, because talking about water sucks.
No, no. But what's your favorite fall food?
Oh my God. My favorite fall food. Probably chili. I make it a lot
Okay.
during the fall.
Okay.
Well, chicken pot pie too. It's pretty damn good. And
Yeah.
a girlfriend of mine, and I still can't get it right. I told her not too long ago, I was like, you're gonna have to come over and teach me how to do this one more time. But she taught me how to make a biscuit crust
Hmm.
because I was using that, I almost called it parchment paper, the phyllo dough.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is fine. It's quite tasty, but a homemade biscuit crust
Mm.
is a
Sounds
game changer
delicious.
for chicken pot pie. Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I slip into things like I love roast pork. Like I'll buy like a big pork loin. Yeah, and yes, I'm sitting here in the middle of Iowa, so pork loin is a big thing. And but you know, like summertime is like barbecue and barbecue sauce and grilled and this and that. And I just love things roasted in the oven. And
Yeah.
so I there's nothing better for me than like li late lunch on Sunday afternoon, and it's like
Mm.
this delicious roast pork loin with you know potatoes or roasted apples or I mean just So how does your pantry change? Does it stay the same? You just prepare things different, or do you like stock different things in the fall?
I do stock different things. Like I always have to have chicken stock on hand because I am always making soups or pot pies. I always have to have beans. Well, I always have beans and tomato sauce on hand so I can kind of whip up chili whenever I want. But a lot more canned pumpkin, a lot more baked goods this time of year. I feel like every other weekend I'm making some kind of pumpkin bread or some kind of cinnamon something. So
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely love those types of things more so in the fall than I do any other time of year.
So those feel um special and a little indulgent to me, right? I mean, like I do it too. I do the same thing. Like there's some there's some banana bread on my counter right now. And but so how do you balance that? Because you can't just well, maybe you can. I can't just like wake up in the morning, have a cup of coffee and a piece of banana bread and call it breakfast because then I'm like ready to chew my arm off in an hour, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you if you're going to have those things is it snack for you or is it dessert or do you incorporate it into like your meal and have a few eggs with it or how do you do that?
Yeah, so for perfect example, when I make the coffee cake this weekend, and luckily I have a partner who eats it too, so
Mhm.
that helps. Or I have enough friends here in the loft that I'm like, hey, I baked this, would you like a slice? But I do have my breakfast of eggs and either yogurt or my banana and my coffee, and so I'll have a piece with that. Or sometimes I do love to have a little piece for dessert. So I am no stranger to having something sweet when I want it, but yeah, it does help that I can make something and share it with others.
I love that. I love
Hmm.
that. It makes it so it's not, I don't know, when it's just part of your life, it makes it so I don't know. It doesn't talk to me. I'm not tempted. I don't crave things because I know I can have them when I want them
Yeah.
and they just fit into my everyday life. Yeah,
Yes. And also too, like, I'm making a little 8x8 baking pan of this, so it can
right.
be gone in a few days.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that because I worry about it being in the house. It's just more, I like baking in smaller quantities because I do get bored of stuff fairly quickly.
Hmm.
And so I don't like to go crazy and make some big batch of something, especially if like this summer I spent a year, like my gap year between high school and college on the island of Maui, and I fell in love with guava. I love guava, but it's a processed guava. So I had this expectation of what it should taste like. And so I decided this summer that I was going to make a guava cake. I found the recipe, it, and I made it. And this one was like, hell no, I'm not even trying it because guava is disgusting. And so I was able to give it away to some of the ladies, but that was a one and done for me. Like did not taste the way I expected it to. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It just, yeah. And so my experimentation ended with that one thing.
Gotcha. I do that too. It's like in my head, oh, it's going to be amazing. And then it's like, yeah, I tried it. I'm over
Exactly.
it.
Eh, probably
Yeah,
never again.
I made sauerkraut last week, you know.
Ah,
Yeah, it was good, but I can buy it. I don't know.
that
Um,
sounds like a lot of
let's
work.
see. I got a couple other things here. Um, Round here, everything's ripening, right? The apple
Yeah.
trees, the pear trees, my own peach trees. Like I harvested peaches I weighed one. It was almost a pound, 15.6 ounces.
That's
Like,
so
so
cool.
all of these foods are like perfect right now. What, besides pumpkin, which I know
Mhm.
you love, like what's the big thing this season right now where you live?
Well, again, it's still a lot warmer here than it is there. So we still have the summer fruits, like
Oh, the
watermelon is still
watermelon. Yeah.
around. Peaches, not so much. I think they kind of s- hit their wall, but yeah, I'm not noticing any squashes or pumpkins or anything out here yet.
Mm. So you still have,
That might change in the next week or two, but not yet.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Our markets are full of them now. I mean, it's like the apple farmers are at their height right now at our farmers market. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. So, anything you want to share, encourage people to try. The one, like, the weirdest thing, your weirdest fall, like, not habit, but I mean, like, the one thing you do every fall that nobody would think Rachel's going to do that. Like,
No, probably not, because the main thing that I force my partner to do that I love to do is go on one, at least an hour away, somewhere in the mountains that I can see the colors. Like that is, it was really hard to do living in New York. You know, you would wait until almost Thanksgiving for New York to change colors. And
really?
yeah, it happened late,
Hmm.
very late in the city, in the city. Uh, so now that I live here in the Carolinas, I mean, the mountains like Tennessee and North Carolina and South Carolina, they just are so gorgeous.
Hmm.
So I just make sure that that is something I do every year.
Oh, I love that. My husband and I are packing up the truck, and we're heading north into Minnesota to go fishing tomorrow. And while it's not quite fall here, I mean it's cooler, but it's not quite fall.
Yeah.
Rumor has it is up there, and so
Ooh, I'm so excited. I
they've
want
had
pictures.
oh yeah, they've had frost and the leaves are turning, and I've lived in this far north. I mean, I was not way far north, but you know, relatively speaking. I've never seen the Northern Lights. And so I'm geared up and ready and hopeful that I'm
Yeah,
going to see
fingers
some
crossed
this
for
week.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So,
hope you get to because I mean that's just so cool.
yeah. Mm. Can't wait. Can't
What
wait.
about you? What's your annual fall thing that you have to do?
I have to go. There's a park around here. It's called the Ledges, and
Hmm.
it's just this big old glacier. And it's the closest thing we're going to get to mountains in Iowa, right? And it's
Uh-huh.
not up, it's down. And gorgeous trees, but the colors all pop. And so
Hmm.
there will be a day where we just jump in the car and we go through the back gravel roads and my dear sweet husband just knows that when I go, he stops the car so I can get out with my camera.
Aw, I
And
love that.
we just spend a day driving around.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Yep, it's amazing. So, all right, friend. Well, we are here, and I'm sure fall's gonna last 3, 4 months, right? Because it's the best season. It's gonna stick around for a while. So we'll have recipes, ideas, maybe even a little kitchen tour sometime. Um, throw some recipes out there.
I
But
love it.
until then, we can just anticipate. Do you eat candy corn?
I used to as a kid, but you know that's garbage, right?
I know. I just noticed it was in the grocery store, so that's what triggered me to think, oh, it's fall. All right. Well, I hope everyone out there is enjoying a cool down and pulling their sweatshirts and sweaters out of the closet, at least in anticipation for it coming soon.
Yes, ma'am. Can't wait.
All right, friends. Well, we'll talk to you again next week. If you have something you want us to talk about, shoot us a note. Well, we're game to talk about anything.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for listening.
Bye.